I'm going to show you how to complete the assignment on page 11 called New Positions in C and D. Before we do that, I first want to show you how to do the new positions in G. Up to now, basically when they've been playing pieces, their hands are in a certain position, such as G, or they could be in C, or they could be in D. And whenever we said what position they're in, they were also in that key. All right, well now we have a piece that is in the key of G. However, it doesn't work for them to put their hand in G position to play this exercise. They need to adapt so that they can reach the notes that are below G, such as T, La, So. Now they have a variety of ways they can do this. They can cross over, or they can just take a thumb and go hopping down. But that's not the most effective way to do it. What we want to train them is to be able to look at the larger picture and be able to move their hands in a way so that it covers the most notes for what they need to do. So in this case, they have to cover these 3 notes in the first measure. This lower note is the problem. If they stay in G position, they can't cover it. So I asked them what they could do, and many of them came up with the idea of going to D. But if you see now, they can't cover that. So then they came up with the idea of going into this position. It's kind of an extended position so that they could cover those notes. And that's what the fingering is helping them to see. Now, one of the biggest problems playing the piano is that many students will follow the fingering rather than the note. And I want them to see the note and then apply the fingering after. So they're seeing a So, and they see a Do, and they see a Mi, and they're seeing that finger below it. So they see 1, 3, 5, 3. Then they have to move their hand to adjust so that they can reach So, La, Ti, Do. And so they have to be able to move their hands efficiently from this position to this position. Here's what the whole part sounds like. So the exercise is about being able to move their hands fluidly so that they can reach position to position. The left hand has a similar exercise. It says, notice your thumb is on Do. That's the Do that they're looking for with their thumb. Again, the notes that they're playing in this piece are Do, Ti, La, So, and Do, Re, Do. Now, I would have put my hand in D position for this. The book is suggesting they put their thumb on Do and play Do, So, Do, Ti, La, So, Do, 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 and then they expect them to cross over. This exercise should help them deal with a crossover. It puts them in the stronger part of the hand. Another option is they could play it with this fingering. Do, So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. That's also an effective fingering, but the authors have decided that this is the fingering they would prefer that they learn. And that's pretty common in piano world where different fingerings take over. Now the fingering I don't want them to do is this. The beginning is fine, but then you often see children do this, so they're just going to hop the thumb over. And it isn't a musical solution because it causes them to get this bump. All right, now that they've done that, now they're being asked to transpose the exercise into a new key. So in this position G, they had to find the note So, and then they had to place their hand in a way so they could reach those notes. But what happens when it is in C, Do, and this is the C? They have to now find Do, Ti, La, So, and do the same thing. So I suggest they try to get the same sound in the key of C. And notice the C, Do is in the middle of the hand. Then I asked them to do it in the key of D. So again, they find the D, I'd put their third finger on it, and there they go. So that's what I would do first, is have them to actually figure them out. Now, what you're going to see is that when they're going to try to do it in the new position in C, they're going to try to do something like this, where they put their thumb on C, and they're going to do that. And it's going to say, oh yeah, that sounds right. But the reality is that is not C major. That is the key of F major, because there's the resting tone. And the same for D. They may try to start on the D, but hey, that doesn't work because we already know that's the key of G. All right. So they're moving this sound into new keys, but then they have to write it. And the first measure has been written for them. So now let me show you what they need to do for that. All right, so here we have the homework, and I'm going to take out a pencil. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify where the C do is. So here's the do, and there is the so. So we know the sound has to be so, do, mi, do, so, la, ti, do. Well, I know the last note is going to be the do. And the so, well, we already started on so. So, la, ti, do. Now the stems, when it's below the middle line, the stem goes up. When it's on the middle line, it can go up or down, so I'm going to choose to go up, and then this one goes down. Now the next measure is the same as the first measure. So, do, mi, do. Again, stem goes up, stem goes down, down, and down. So, do, and then we know the so has to be a half note. Stem goes up, and it ends on the resting tone, do, and that's how I transposed it. Let's do it now in D. Again, here's the resting tone, here's the so. So, do, mi, do, and I start on so, which is the same note here. La, ti, do. And I gotta think the stem goes up here. The stem could go up or down. I'm gonna have it go down this time. And they go down because they're above the middle line. I copy this measure again. So, do, mi, do. So, do. Did you notice that I'm singing it as I'm writing it? Okay, now the other hand is the same thing. You notice the do is here. Do, so, do. So now they've played it on page 10. They're following the fingering. They put their thumb on that do. Do, so, do. So and the next one is do, ti, la, so. So here comes do, ti, la, so. And of course it's below the middle line, so those stems go up. The next one has to be so, so, do, do. Stems all go up. Do, re, and do, and then they do a rest, and the stems, I'm going to have them go up. Same thing down here. Do, so, do, ti, la, so, so, do, 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 re. Stem down because it's above the middle line. Do, rest. And there I have it. I've written out the transposition. They should try to play them. It says play the exercises, and that's how it works.